Aaradhy is going to start the, she's going to connect the same session with the YouTube also. It will be available on YouTube.
Yeah, we are good to go.
Okay, thank you. So guys, I'm going to share my screen. Please confirm once it is visible to all of you. So what I'll plan, maybe for some of you, the cloud will be totally new. So I'll start with the fundamental basic, but in next 10 minutes, I'll start a topic. The topic for the today is load balancer. I'm not talking about the application gateway here. I'm talking about the normal load balancer we'll discuss today. Okay. So please confirm once it is visible to all of you. One second. Okay. Guys, please confirm. Is it visible to all of you or not?
Yeah, visible. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yes,
Okay.
clearly.
Perfect. So one suggestion to all of you, whenever you feel you have any question, just unmute and clear your doubts. You no need to wait for 1 or 1.5 hours. So total duration for today's session is 1.5 hour. So first 15 minutes, I'll talk about the basics like introduction. Then after it, we'll start a topic. The topic for today is load balancer with architecture. First, I'll start the architecture, then implementation. So guys, as most of you know, my name is Aaradhy Singh. I'm the part of industry since last 2 decades, like 20 plus year. I started my journey with the Indian Air Force as a rookie pilot from Indian Air Force. I moved in IT because of certain situation. Started my career from Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, worked in Malaysia and Singapore for a long time, then returned back to India, started working with the SCL Technology Limited. From SCL, I moved to Microsoft Skype to Accenture, Accenture to EY. So these are some of the companies where in last 2 decades I worked. I'm working on Microsoft Azure Cloud Computing since last 11 plus year. In fact, I started working on Microsoft Azure Cloud Computing with the launching just after 3 to 4 months after the launching of Azure Cloud Computing, I started working. But after it, there was some gap. So hence, I never claimed that I'm working on 16 year or more than that. So total IT experience is 2 decades on Azure Cloud Computing since last 11 plus year I'm working on. And this type of trainings and certification also I'm providing since last 10 plus year. I'm the person who is covering this type of training and certification in Pan India. That time there was less than 10 cloud trainers available. Since then I'm providing this type of training and certification. So usually I start 6 to 8 batch per year. So this is the batch I'm going to start for April 2025, and the classes will start from next Saturday morning 7 to 10 a.m. IST. This is the weekend batch, and today is the last demo for this course. So guys, this is about me and cloud computing. So I'll start from very beginning. So Azim, you already working on, right? So what is your understanding on cloud? What is cloud computing? Here I'm talking about the public cloud.
Okay.
Azim,
Like we have, as of now, we have like three. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. So as of now, we have three cloud computing. Like most popular cloud computing is like Azure, AWS, and Google Cloud. Uh, Public cloud is like the sharing the resources. Like there are the data centers, and where there are a lot of racks in that. You can say like saving the cost for it, and also like sharing the same resources, and which is taken, like, of course, like it is taken care by Microsoft. And like there are many more things, like, enhancing the securities, elasticities, resource repooling, and so on. So in short, like, I believe, like, it's a shared resources which our clients use to save cost, and in many more perspectives.
Okay. So guys, one more thing you guys will learn in this course is how to respond. Whenever someone is asking a question, there may be hundreds of ways to explain. But here there'll be total 6 hours mock-up session where we will tell you that whenever anyone is asking any question during the interview, how to respond. So normally, if I'm asking the question with the 10 different people, there'll be 10 different type of response. But the fact is, cloud is not about the sharing the resource. Cloud is not about the hardware, software, data center, or technology. It's not a data center. Cloud is not a hardware. It's not a software. It's not a VM. The question is what exactly the cloud computing is. Cloud computing is just concept. And as per the concept of cloud computing, you guys can deliver, or companies are delivering their computing services on top of the internet. It means whatever the ecosystems are available in on-premise, same thing you can deliver virtually on top of the internet. So cloud computing is nothing just delivery of your computing services over the internet. For example, left side, if you see here, we have the on-premise resources available. Same or similar resources you can deliver on top of the internet. So cloud is just a concept. As per the concept of cloud computing, you can deliver your computing services over the internet. Is it clear to all of you? Sridhar, Prem,
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Anandan? Okay, perfect. Now question is, if cloud is just a concept, then what is Azure? What is AWS? So guys, Azure, AWS, or Google GCP, these are the different cloud providers. Or Microsoft product is Azure, Google is GCP, similarly Amazon, AWS. So these are some of the public cloud providers. So how exactly it came into the picture? During the 1991, public internet and web browser both launched. So launching year for the web browser as well as the public internet was 1991. After a few years, means in India, the public internet was launched on 15th August 1995 by BSNL. And again, after launching of internet in India, it became very popular. People, education institutions started realizing that going forward in future, most of the resources or most of the technology will be available on top of the internet only. And this was just a sentiment or message in the market. So it was first realized and opted by a company named is Amazon. Amazon launched the first public cloud computing product in 2006. What they did, private cloud was available since very early, but Amazon launched the first public cloud computing in year 2006. After launching of Amazon AWS, it became very popular. 100% of opportunities or whatever the opportunity was coming from the market related to public cloud computing was going with the AWS only. So because of the pressure, what Microsoft did in 2008, Microsoft announced, and finally in 2010, Microsoft launched its own version of public cloud computing that was called the Windows Azure. But nowadays, what we are going to learn today is not a Windows Azure, it's a Microsoft Azure. So that time it was the beta version. Beta version, it was not matured. So what Microsoft did in 2014, again, Microsoft changed the brand name from Windows Azure to Microsoft Azure. And what Microsoft did the partnership with the thousands of companies worldwide. Nowadays, in current situation, it's not called the Windows Azure, it's called the Microsoft Azure. And as in beginning, I told you there are lots of public and private cloud providers available in market, but the main competition is between two companies. One is the Microsoft Azure, second is Amazon AWS. These two are the key players. Apart from it, Google GCP, IBM Cloud, Oracle, Fujitsu, Alibaba, VMware, and many more companies are offering their clouds. But the main competition is between these two. So I have an open question. Anyone, any idea? Which one is better? Microsoft Azure is better or Amazon AWS is better?
AWS is first, then Azure. Regarding the services, AWS lot of services.
Anandan is saying AWS is offering more number of services. Anyone else?
So actually, Microsoft Azure is primarily, popular for the, Windows background services or, applications. Wherever the Amazon AWS is more focused towards the, Unix or Linux-based services and applications.
Okay. So guys, the first is we are not a judge, and there is no single parameter available to decide which one is better. Microsoft Azure is better or Amazon AWS is better. But on the basis of certain metrics or parameter, you can analyze maybe for your business one is better or second one is better. But overall, if I'm talking about the number of services, so AWS is not offering higher number of services. Higher number of services are offered by Microsoft Azure. Earlier, during the initial days, definitely it was much better. Like from 2006 to 2018, it was the market leader. But in current situation, both are very close to each other. If I'm talking about the charges wise, so charges wise, you have to pay little less amount in Microsoft Azure Cloud Computing. Number of services offered, again, in this case, Microsoft is leading. So guys, there are some areas where Microsoft is leading. In other areas, AWS is leading. For example, if I'm going to do the comparison between Microsoft Azure and AWS, so past capability wise, if you're planning to provide your solution on top of the platform, then in that case, Microsoft is leading. Windows infrastructure wise, Windows is Microsoft own products. In this area also, Microsoft is leading. SaaS services wise, Microsoft is leading. Anyone can give me one example of the SaaS service? Any SaaS service?
Office 365.
Perfect. And any idea what revenue Microsoft is generating from the Office 365?
Sorry, I'm not sure.
It's around $80+ billion. $80+ billion.
Okay.
Total Indian export is 800 billion dollar. Means India is exporting total $800 billion to including for entire world. But Microsoft is running a SaaS-based product name is Office 365. Total revenue Microsoft is generating from this product is $80+ billion. And this is one product. Apart from it, we have Office 365, Dynamic 365, AX Retail, Azure Active Directory, Power BI. There are lots of SaaS-based products available in market from the Microsoft side. Overall, earning is 125+ billion dollar from all the SaaS-based product. One more thing, guys, revenue-wise, Microsoft is making bigger revenue than AWS. Yearly growth-wise, Microsoft is growing faster than AWS. I'm not saying the AWS is not growing, they are growing, but the growth rate is in favor with the Microsoft. Number of services offered, so almost all the cloud providers are offering same number of same services. So, but overall, if you check, the number is little higher, and that is in favor with the Microsoft Azure. Windows security wise, Microsoft is leading. And if I'm talking about the Linux infrastructure, so if your company is planning to go with the Linux infrastructure, so in this case, preferable option is to go with the AWS, or AWS is more inclined toward the Linux infrastructure. So Linux infrastructure wise, they are leading. There's one more reason why they're leading. The reason is Microsoft Azure launched in 2010. And during the initial days for in beginning 5 years, Microsoft was not supporting Linux. From 2014, they started the Linux support. So it means market was open for AWS only for Linux. If any company were planning during the initial days, if you're planning, suppose in 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, if any companies were planning to go with the Linux, then they had that time, there was no option available in Microsoft Azure region. During the initial days, Microsoft was promoting its own product only. But AWS open, they were offering in open source, they were offering Windows product, they were offering other type of products also. So what Microsoft did, after 2014, Microsoft also started the offering of the Linux, but in current situation, overall Linux infrastructure wise, AWS leading. Overall overall market share in public cloud computing, around 32% or close to 32% market is inclined with the AWS, and nowadays in this year 2025, 25+% market is inclined with the Azure in public cloud computing. And if you see, both are very close to each other. If I'm talking about number of data centers, so in current year, AWS is offering more number of data center. Linux security wise, they're leading. So guys, there's some areas where Microsoft is leading. In other areas, AWS is leading. But again, I would say there's no single parameter to define which one is better. If I'm talking about the IT company in India, almost all the IT companies are working on both of the cloud. Clear to everyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So guys, in market, you'll get three types of cloud providers available: public, private, and hybrid cloud. Public cloud means everything will be available online. Private means there'll be private ecosystem available. And if I'm talking about the private ecosystem or private cloud, so Noida is one of the prime location. The region government of India is promoting Noida as a data center city. As of now, Bangalore is the IT city, but government of India is trying to promote, since last few years, they are trying to promote Noida as a data center city. As per the investment, the way things are going on, in next few years, next 2 to 5 years, you will get 100+ data centers available in Delhi NCR. And Noida will be one of the prime location. So like there are some companies which is they already have started their data center in Noida location, like Microsoft, Amazon, Google, NTT, DHL, Webworks, GLL, Samsung, Adani Group, Hiran Adani Group, IOTA, Controls, and many more companies. So almost every month you'll get a news, Noida data center. So Noida data centers. So guys,
First of all, actually, entity data center, right?
there are lots of data center like Pi data center, Entity, Webworks,
Equinix,
GLL,
Equinix as well.
Yes,
Adani,
yes.
Adani. Yeah.
Right, sir.
So overall, even this is just a beginning. Overall, as of now, around 20+ data centers are available. But the way the investment is going on, in next 3 to 5 years, there'll be lump sum 500,000 new opportunity in Noida location. 500,000. It may be direct or indirect. The region, whenever there'll be hundreds of data center, it required support. It required some support from the other companies. So what the government is doing, government is trying to set up a IT park here. IT park, so that servers and other devices other companies can manufacture, and that same can be used here in data centers. So government of India is promoting Noida as a data center city, and as per the UP government, in next 3 to 4 years, there'll be around 3 lakh direct opportunity in data centers. So guys, in market, you'll get public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. The example of private cloud is like IOTA. As of now, India's biggest data center is IOTA. Public cloud is Google GCP, Oracle, Microsoft Azure, AWS. These are the public cloud providers. Similarly, what other companies are doing? Other companies are using the best features from the public and private. So if you're planning to use the best features from the public and private, that will be type of hybrid type of solution. So in market, you'll get 3 type of opportunities. Some people are working in public cloud, others are working in private cloud, or maybe you'll find some people who are working on hybrid cloud also. Here we are talking about the public cloud computing. One more thing, guys. If anyone is planning for this course, this is for the architecting program, which is going to start from next Saturday. The classes will start from next Saturday. And the duration of the course is total 3 months, Saturday and Sunday, 3 hours per day. So what happened whenever we will start, how exactly we are starting? We are not covering theory. The reason, if I'll cover theory, you'll forget everything maybe after a day or week. So the idea is we are covering everything. We are covering the live session. So why live session? Why everything practically? The reason is, if I cover theory, you'll forget everything. Second problem is, if I'll start the practical only. So practical, directly if I'm starting practical, So for you, it would be very difficult to relate. So how exactly I'm doing? I'm starting with the architecture first. Means first I'll start the use cases. Against that use case, there'll be some problem, some solution. So all these solution I'll draw here in the live session. After it, we'll start the practical implementation. So let's do one thing. For today, as I told you guys in the beginning, I have selected the topic is load balancer. So now before moving ahead, a question. Anyone, any idea what is load balancer? Anandan?
Yeah, it's mainly for availability. For example, if we connect the VMs or some services with load balance, the availability will be increased. I mean, we can't get more downtime, so availability of the application will be in more.
Anyone else? So guys, load balancer.
This is more related to the traffic, incoming traffic,
Yes,
handling
yes.
the traffic.
Okay.
Load balancer will manage the traffic. For example, if there are 5 servers in the net, configured with the
Inbound
load
and
balancer.
load
Yes,
balance
if
to configure on this uh, create VM, so inbound outbound traffic so manage the.
Yeah, so load balancer is a service which basically distribute the traffic to the backend servers.
Okay. So guys, load balancer. So here in industry, we have multiple type of load balancers available, like software-based or hardware-based load balancer. But here, everyone please go on mute. So if I'm talking in public cloud computing or in Microsoft Azure cloud computing, so load balancer is, yes, it is one of the load balancing service that will distribute your incoming network traffic across the multiple endpoints. Endpoint can be anything. It can be virtual machine. It can be virtual machine skill set or something else. But remember, mostly it is supporting the infra services. Means if your endpoint is infra service, then in that case, you can go with the load balancer. If the endpoint is not infrastructure, maybe the endpoint is platform, then in that case, or like maybe it can be web-based solution, then in that case, you can go with the advanced load balancer, which is called the application gateway. So Microsoft is offering multiple type of load balancer. They are offering regional load balancer. They are offering local load balancer. They are offering public load balancer. They are offering, infra-based load balancer. They are offering platform-based load balancer. So multiple type of load balancers are offered by Microsoft depending on the requirement you guys can select and use it. So here today we'll talk about the load balancer only. So load balancer for the load balancer. Suppose I have requirement. Suppose I have one machine. I have a business situation where I have one machine available. Okay, but the configuration of this machine is very high. Maybe the configuration of this machine is okay. This is one of my server, and the configuration of my server is suppose 16 CPU and 64 GB memory. Okay, this is the configuration of my machine. And what I have done, on top of this machine, I have deployed a web-based application. So this is my web-based application, which I have deployed here. Okay, this application is running on top of my server. Okay, this is one case. Second case I have multiple servers available. Like here we have 64 CPU, 16 CPU. So what I'm doing, I'm going to create 4 servers with a lower configuration. One, okay. So let me remove this. I'll create a group. This is my first instance. I have 2 instances, 3 instances, and 4 instances. Means I have total 4 servers available. These are my servers. Okay, so guys, but the configuration of these servers are, each server configuration is 4 CPU only. 4 CPU and 16 GB memory. Now question is, here I have one machine with high configuration. Here I have 4 machines with the low configuration. And on top of all these machines, I have same application deployed. So in real-time situation, whenever the end user will try to access the application, so overall, first tell me, which one is the better environment? The first one or second one, and why? This is open question. I have two solutions available. In solution number one, I have one machine available. On top of the machine, I have same application deployed. In solution number two, I have 4 machines available and same application deployed on top of these 4. So which one is the better solution, number one or number two, and why?
Number two is a better configuration because it may be providing high availability for the applications. If one gets down, then others can serve the traffic to the particular application behind. And if suppose 3 are still down, then one is still live for serving the traffic. So
Okay.
I think second one is the better configuration than first.
Any drawback with the second one?
Drawback is just one, like if suppose only single machine is there, then there would be, might be slowness encountered because the parameters and the specification is not as big as the single machine. Otherwise, I think second one is the much better configuration.
Perfect. So guys, here the second solution is much better. The reason is, if you are planning to go with cost wise, there'll be same cost. Even there will not be single rupees difference here. If you're paying support 10,000 rupees, if you're paying here, then here in this case, or maybe 40,000 rupees if you're paying for this machine per month, then in this case, including these 4 machine, you have to pay the same amount, 40,000 rupees. So cost wise, there's no difference. Performance wise also, here you'll get the slightly better performance. If you have number of count is 4, and or if the sum of the infrastructure equals to the first one, so here you'll get slightly better performance. If I'm talking about the availability in the second solution, you will get better availability than the first one. In the first one, suppose I'm running my application, maybe it's a API or it's a data engineering solution or something else. If I'm running my solution on top of the first one, because of certain region, there's a disaster. And because of disaster, the system is down or this server is down. So what will happen? The entire business will get down in this case. But in this case, if one machine is down, 2 machine is down, still the business will be up and running. Maybe there'll be performance issue, but there will not be any impact on the business. Business will be operational. So guys, in real-time situation, what companies are preferring, or what as an architect, what you guys can prefer or what you should prefer, you should not deploy your solution on top of single instance. If you want, you can do it, but the problem is it will not be one of the high available solution. It will be low available solution. Availability will be always lower side. But same time, if you're planning to provide your solution on top of multiple machine, then this will be one of the highly available solution. Clear to everyone? Dilip, Nitesh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, so what Microsoft is recommending? Microsoft is recommending that if there's this situation, so what you can do, you just go and create a network. Suppose I have a network. You see here, this is one of my network. Okay, and suppose the customer for this is Coca-Cola. And this is my network. Okay. In this network, suppose I have multiple sub-networks available. Give me a few seconds. I have one network, and in this network, I have multiple sub-network available. This is my network, and this is my sub-network. Suppose I have total three subnetwork available: subnet 1, subnet 2, and subnet 3. 1, 2, and 3. The outer boundary that you see here, this is your network. Let me change the color so that you can identify. So this is my network. Inside network, I have three subnetwork available. And what I'm planning, suppose I have some database server available. I have some database. I have some applications available. So suppose I have some application servers available. Maybe the application was written in .NET, Java, PHP, Python, technology, doesn't matter. So here, this is my application server. Suppose number of server is 2, 10, 20, number can be anything. But usually Microsoft recommending to go with at least minimum 2 machines. So here all my application. So my application is deployed on top of the VM. So here in the first subnetwork, I have 2 machines available. Similarly, I have another subnetwork available where I'm planning to deploy my business logic. So my business logic is deployed here, and I have some database server available. So the database server, suppose I'm using SQL Server. So give me 1 second. For the architecture designing, normally I'm using code.banco. This is one of the website, but since yesterday it's not working properly. Let me check. SQL. Still not working. Okay, so let me use the snippet. So see guys, suppose I have database servers available. DB server 1 and DB server 2. Okay. As an end user, suppose I'm the end user. What I'm planning to, my target is to access the website which is deployed here. And here on top of these machines, my applications are deployed, or maybe API is deployed. So as an end user, what I'll do, I'll not request database, or I will not request the API. What I'll do, I'll request the websites here. So here, the outer boundary is your network. So what I'll do, I'll type here, maybe this is for my customer, maybe it's Coca-Cola. So this is my VNet virtual network for Coca-Cola. Okay, Coca-Cola. And in this network, I have 3 subnetwork available. First subnetwork is called as the web tier. Means all my web application I'm planning to store in this first one. So here, this is my first subnetwork, name is SNet web tier. Okay, so it means my web-based solution, all my web-based solution will be deployed in the first one. Give me a few seconds. Guys, my web-based solutions will be deployed here. Similarly, I have another subnetwork available where my business logic will be deployed. So here, this is my business tier. Business tier. I have a third and last subnetwork where my data will be available here. So this is my data tier. Data or data tier. So I have 3 subnetwork available inside the network. So what Microsoft is recommending in this case? Suppose here I'm planning to go with the 2. Number can be anything. It can be 2, 10, 20, 40. Number can be anything. So what you can do, and you don't remember, you neither possible for end user. They don't care whether what is the IP address of these machines available. So what Microsoft recommending? Microsoft is recommending to create a load balancer. Suppose here we have 20 machines available. So from where you'll get the response? You'll get the response from the first machine, second machine, or last machine. So what Microsoft is recommending here, they are recommending to create a load balancer. For the load balancer, Microsoft is offering 2 types of load balancer. This is the icon for the load balancer. So here, what Microsoft is doing, Microsoft is recommending that you can create a load balancer. So Microsoft is offering 2 types of load balancer. One is called the public load balancer. So as an end user, what you will do, you will access the public load balancer. And the second, they are offering is internal load balancer. Internal load balancer will not be accessible from outside. For example, this is my internal load balancer. This will not be accessible from outside. So as an end user, what you will do, your ultimate goal is to access the application which is deployed here. And number of instances can be anything, 2, 10, 20, 100. So as an end user, what you will do, I'll suggest you guys to request the load balancer. So here load balancer will give you a VIP or virtual IP address. So here this is the load balancer. This load balancer will give you a virtual IP address, and this virtual IP address will be common for all endpoints. So here, what will happen as an end user, whenever you request, your request will be forwarded to the public load balancer, and this public load balancer will forward your request. Sometimes it will forward your request to the machine number 1 and sometimes to machine number 2. So what it will do, suppose if 100 people will try and you have 2 endpoint available. So sometimes your request will be served by machine number 1 and sometimes by machine number 2. So
Sorry
guys,
to interrupt, Aaradhy. Can you please explain about the endpoint? What exactly endpoint is?
endpoint is nothing, you can say what exactly you apply to access. Endpoint can be anything. It can be website, it can be VM, it can be VMSS, it can be cloud service or something else. Endpoint means server or node, or endpoint means the end solution that you're applying to access. The end solution is my VM, or on top of the VM, my application is deployed. So VM, VMSS, app service, cloud service, these are called the endpoint.
Okay.
Okay. So what will happen? I have 2 endpoint available. Number of endpoint can be anything. It can be 2, 10, 20, 40. It can be anything. Suppose let's go with a more than 2. Maybe here, let's go with the 2 only. As an end user, suppose total 1000 people are going to access this website or this application. So what will happen? If 1000 people, then 30% traffic will be redirected to the first machine, 33% to the second machine, and 34%. 33, 33, and 34% means it's a working on the round robin model. It's not fixed that what ratio, but lump sum, distribution of your traffic will be lump sum equal. It would be 33%, 33%, and 33 or 34%. So if 1000 people are going to access your application, which is deployed on top of 3 machines, so it will be distributed among these 3 endpoints. And for me, for the timing, this is my endpoint. So what will happen? This public load balancer, you guys can access from anywhere, from outside, means through the browser, you can access, and it will give you the public IP address. What Microsoft recommending? Microsoft is recommending to deassociate the IP address of these endpoints. So I have 3 endpoints available. So make sure the public IP address of these endpoints should be deassociated, or it should not be attached with this. Why? If the public IP address is associated or attached, so it will be very easy target for the attackers. Hence, what Microsoft recommending, they are saying once your machine is provisioned, just remove the IP address or just deassociate the IP address. From here, now, ultimately, these are the end users. Suppose total 1000 end users are, and they are going to access my application. So they will request to the load balancer. Load balancer will forward your request to machine number 1, machine number 2, and machine number 3. From here, what it will do, what these machines will do, in these machines, you have to configure the internal load balancer, or not in machine, in .NET or Java or PHP code in machine or in application, you have to consider, or you have to configure the private IP address, or you have to private IP address of the load balancer. So what these will do, these will request to the internal load balancer, and then again internal load balancer will request to the machine number 4, machine number 5, and machine number 6. Suppose here we have 2 available. Okay. And same here. These are the APIs or web service. These will access the internal load balancer. And here, this internal load balancer will forward your request to the database. Okay, here there are two techniques available, primary and secondary. So what you can do, maybe the first, it will forward your request to the first one. If the first one is not available, the first is called the primary. If the first is not available, then second will be primary and the primary will be secondary. So let's do one thing. Okay. Okay. So guys, so finally, again, I'll recap here. We have a solution. We have the customer name is Coca-Cola. The Coca-Cola, what they have some database available. It can be anything, it can be SQL, P-SQL, MySQL, Oracle, or something else. On top of it, we have the business tier available. In business tier, we have some web APIs or microservices available. On top of it, we have the web tier available. In web tier, we have websites or web application is hosted here. If I'm talking about the endpoint can be here virtual machine or virtual machine skill set. So whenever the end user will try to access the application, suppose the application is Google or deployed or Coca-Cola application deployed. So whenever the end user will access the application, they will not access the first, second, or third machine. What they will do, they will access the public load balancer. And this public load balancer is working on the round robin model. What it will do, sometimes it will forward your request to the machine number 1, sometimes to machine number 2, and sometimes to machine number 3. And here in this application, developers are doing, developers are writing the details of they will mention the detail of the internal load balancer. Internal load balancer cannot be accessible from outside. As an end user, if I want to access the internal load balancer, I cannot access. But if I want to access the public load balancer, it is possible. We can access it. Now, here we have what it will do, it will give you the virtual IP address, VIP. So virtual IP address, suppose 45.15.26.26. Okay, suppose this is the virtual IP address. So as an end user, what they will do, end user will access the IP address, or end user are not accessing the IP address. In real-time situation, they are accessing the FQDN or domain. So what you guys can do later on, this IP address you can map with one of the domain in GoDaddy. In GoDaddy, there's an option available, name is CNAME mapping. So what you can do, this IP address you can map in a GoDaddy. So whenever going forward in future, if anyone want to access the application, they no need to pass the IP address of the load balancer. They will pass like abc.com. You'll pass abc.com, xyz.com, the same application will open. Same application you can open through this virtual IP address, or you can open through URL. Okay, now it's time for the question. If you have any question, any concern related to this architecture, then please unmute and ask your question. Sushil?
Virtual IP is public IP, right?
Yes, sir, it's a public IP.
Okay.
Okay. So let me do one thing. Let me start the implementation. So what I'll do, I'm not going to explain the basics. That will cover later on when the topic will start. But for the time being, let's focus on the load balancer. So what today I'm planning? Today I'm planning to create a multiple machines in single go. Suppose Ganga, Yamuna, Kaveri, or only Ganga, Yamuna, multiple machines I'm planning to create a single go. So this is the Azure portal. Left side you see here, Microsoft is offering lots of services. Few hundred services are offered by Microsoft. For today's session, what I'm doing, I'm going to create a multiple machines in single go. So left side, here we have a service available, name is virtual machine. Okay. What I'll do, I'll create a virtual machine. Where you are planning to create a virtual machine? So guys, suppose I'm working for my customer name is Coca-Cola and Coca-Cola Pune location, or maybe Delhi location. So here I'll create a resource group. Resource group name is, you can pass any name like a resource group load balancers. I'm going to create a load balancer. This load balancer I'll create in this resource group. Resource group, nothing, just like the folder. And here the virtual machine that I'm planning to create, name I'm planning to pass is Ganga. Okay. And where I'm planning to create this virtual machine in India location. In India, we have 3 publicly available regions. Public available regions are 3 in India, IND, IA. So guys, Central India, South India, and West India. Central India means Pune. South India means Chennai, and West India means Mumbai. It means in India, we have 3 publicly available regions that are available. I'm planning to go with the Central India. Why Central India? And this is a recommendation also. So this is open question for everyone. Why the recommendation from Microsoft is to go with the Central India? Why not the South India?
Yeah, because Central India has the more services and applications hosted rather than South and West.
No. The region is my current location in Delhi NCR. So for me, Central India is more closer. So Central India is more closer from Delhi NCR. Hence, Microsoft is recommending me to go with the Central India so that I can get a better performance. If you're from Chennai location, you will get the recommendation to go with the South India. If anyone who is from Sri Lanka, if you're planning to access or if you're planning to provision, so Microsoft will recommend you to go with the South India. So what Microsoft recommending? They are recommending to provision everything closer to your current location. For example, if you're from North India, go with the Central India. If you're from Mumbai location, so they are recommending to go with the West India. The region why dedicated for Mumbai? The region Mumbai is the economical capital of India. So there are lots of customers from Mumbai location. So for Mumbai's based customer, what Microsoft is doing, Microsoft is offering a dedicated region name is West India. For entire North India, they have a region available in Pune, which is called the Central India. And for South Indian customer, they are offering to go with the South India. There are few more region Microsoft is trying to set up. One in Noida location, but it will take next 5 years. Another is under progress or under development in Hyderabad, which will be ready by end of this year or by first quarter of next year. So within 1 year, the other region will be operational in Hyderabad. Name will be South Central India. Name of the region will be South Central India. For the time being, I'm getting recommendation to go with the Central India. So Nitesh, why I'm getting recommendation to go with the Central India? Nitish Yadav, Sachin Gupta, why I'm getting recommendation to go with the Central India?
Because currently, from where your machine currently you are working, that is more closer with the Central India.
Perfect. You're 100% right. So here, because of this reason, Microsoft recommending to go with the Central India. In Central India, there are multiple zone available. So are you planning to create your machine in zone number 1, zone number 2, or zone number 3? Suppose I'm planning to create a 2 machine in single go. One machine I'm planning to create in zone number 1, second machine in zone number 2. So here, the Microsoft will create in single go, Microsoft will create 2 machines, Ganga 1 and Ganga 2. In case you feel you want to change the name, suppose Ganga and Yamuna. The first machine name should be Ganga and the second name should be Yamuna. Yamuna. So what I'm doing, I'm going to create a 2 machine, Ganga and Yamuna. And these 2 machines I'm going to create with the Windows Server 2022 data center. The operating system I'm planning to go with the Windows Server 2022 data center. And here the configuration of the machine, it can be anything. You can start with the 1 CPU minimum. Maximum in one machine, you can attach 128 CPU. Minimum 0.5 GB RAM you can attach with half GB RAM and maximum 4 terabyte of RAM you can attach in UVM. So guys, I'm planning to go with the moderate type of configuration like 4 CPU and 16 GB memory. So if you are planning to run this machine 24/7, then after 1 month, you have to pay $153 without discount. In case you feel you are planning to apply some discount, that is also possible. But in pay-as-you-go model, for this type of machine, after a month, you have to pay $153. And for both of the machine, I'm planning to pass the username as a dev and the password I'll pass here India at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. I'm not going to attach any extra disk in case you feel you want to attach extra disk. So as of now, I don't have any network available. So I'll create a network on runtime like VNet, Jaguar, or Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola, India. Okay. And here, guys, I'm going to create the machine. You see here, quickly, I'm going to create the machine. There are lots of features available. I'll discuss later on in other session whenever we'll start in detail. For the time being, we'll focus on load balance only. So guys, what I'm doing, I'm going to create two machines. Including these two machines, hourly I have to pay 42 cents. Means close to half dollar or close to 50 cents I have to pay per hour for this one. So if you're planning to create a 200 machine or 2000 machine, it will take lump sum same time. Within a minute or so, Microsoft will give you hundreds of thousands of machines. So here, guys, I'm planning to create a two machine, Ganga and Yamuna. How much time it will take? It will take 40 seconds, 45 seconds, or max to max 1 minute. Within a minute, Microsoft will give you two machine. Name is Ganga and Yamuna. In between, it is going on. In between, it's going on. So let me do one thing. Let me create a machine. Let me create an IP address. By default, Microsoft will create an IP address for one IP address for Ganga, second for the Yamuna. For my load balancer also, I'm going to create an IP address. So left side, if you see here, one more thing, guys, doesn't matter from which background you are. If you're working as a data engineer, you're working as a software engineer, or you are working as an admin or architect, anyone can use it. You can do it manually through PowerShell or through the code also you can do. It's totally up to you. So what I'm doing, I'm going to create an extra IP address. This IP address I'm planning to create in Central India, and the name of the IP address will be load balancer PIP, load balancer public IP address, or and create it. So what I'm doing, I'm going to create. So I'm going to create a IP address for the load balancer. In between, let me check the status of my machine. So recently I created two machines. Let me pin these two machines on dashboard. So this is my first machine I have created. Name is Ganga. The status of my machine is up and running. Is running. Similarly, I have one more machine available. Name is Yamuna. This is my second machine. So I just created two machines, Ganga and Yamuna. These two machines are up and running. Now, in single go, I created. Similarly, guys, in single go, in case you feel you're planning to create 100 machine, 500 and 1000 machine, you can do it. So guys, again repeating, thousands of machines in single go, you can provision. And it will take max to max 2 minutes to create 10,000 machines. So guys, for the time being, what I'm doing, I'm going to take the remote desktop of the machine. So here, I'll copy the public IP address. As of now, we have the public IP address available, but Microsoft is recommending to deassociate this IP address in production environment. So what I'll do, I'll type here remote desktop connection. So through the remote desktop connection, I'm planning to take the remote desktop RDP. So I'll pass the IP address of the machine. Username, I'll pass dev. Password India at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So guys, this is my first machine. What I'm doing, I'm just taking the remote desktop. In case you want to take the remote desktop through automation, that's also possible, but we'll discuss later on. Same activity I'll perform here also. Yamuna, this is my another machine. I'll copy the public IP address and I'll take the remote desktop of the machines. For remote desktop, either copy, either download the RDP connection from here, or the second option is from here. What you can do, you can type your remote desktop connection. Okay. So dev is the username and the password is India at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So finally, guys, I have two machines available, Ganga and Yamuna. This is my first machine, name is Ganga. And another machine, which is getting ready. So this is my first machine, name is Ganga. And what I'm planning to promote this machine as a web server. So what I'm planning to deploy same application on top of these two machines. For this, what you can do, the first time whenever you start, it will take some time to load the data from inventory. So just wait for a few seconds. In between, let me check the status of the second machine. The second machine is also getting ready. This is my second machine. This is also getting ready. One more thing, if the configuration of the machine is higher, it will be ready very quickly. If it is lower, then it will take some time to load. So here, what I'm doing, here I have a property available, add roles and feature. Click on next button, next. And here we have a service available, web server IaaS. This is one of the service which I'm going to enable and install. Okay, same activity I'll do with the second machine also. Means I'm just going to install the web server IaaS on top of these two machines. So you see here, as of now, it's loading the data from inventory. Why it's taking time to load the data? The reason is it's a low configuration machine. If it is high configuration machine, it will take 10 seconds to load the data only. So same here, add roles and feature. Click on next button. And here we have a service available. Name is web server IaaS. Just enable this service, add features, and install it. Okay. During the installation, guys, it will take during installation, it may take 1 minute, max to max 1 minute. Within a minute, installation of the web server IaaS will be done. What will happen? What you can do, you can check the C drive of the machine. This is my machine. I'll check the C drive. After installation of the web server IaaS, Microsoft will create a folder here. Name is inetpub. Inetpub. Under inetpub, there will be another folder www root. What you can do, here we have the IaaS start. IaaS start, just I'm going to add a marker here, edit. I'll edit this image and I'll type here Ganga server. Ganga server. Okay. Why I'm adding here? So that later on we can identify from where we are getting the response. Here, same activity I'll do with the second machine, Yamuna also. Check the C drive, C column / C drive, inetpub, www root, and I'll add a marker here also. I'll add here Yamuna server. Okay, Ganga server and Yamuna server. So now we have two servers available. So what Microsoft recommending? In production environment, Microsoft recommending to remove the IP address. We have the Ganga IP address. We have the Ganga machine available. For Ganga also, we have two IP address available, public and private. Let me show you. This is Yamuna IP address, Yamuna machine. We have public IP address and private IP address. So for the security point of view, what Microsoft recommending? They are recommending to remove the private IP address. So how you can remove the public IP address? Click on the private IP address. Here we have option available. Under overview section of the private IP, we have the option available deassociate. So what you can do, click on overview section. In overview section, we have option available deassociate. So wait for a few seconds. Dissociate. So what I'm doing, I'm going to deassociate the public IP address. Same activity I'll perform with the Ganga also. So click on Ganga machine. This is my public IP address. Click on public IP address, overview section, and deassociate. So the public IP address which is attached with the machine Ganga and Yamuna, I'm going to deassociate. Let's check here. Now there's no public IP address. Now question is why I'm deassociating the public IP address? Sushil, Sachin, Dilip, Anandan, Amit. Why I'm deassociating the public IP address?
This is for security purpose. Currently, we are internally testing, so at this point, it no need. We can browse.
Perfect, you are 100% right. So from security point of view, I'm going to remove. Otherwise, if the public IP address is associated, then it will be very easy target for the attackers. So what I did, I have two machines available, but public IP address I have deassociate. Now what I can do, there's a service offered by Microsoft. The service is called as the, so service is called the, one second, let it load. Yeah, load balancer. Load balancer. So you see here, we have multiple type of services available: basic load balancer, intermediate load balancer, advanced load balancer. But here, what I'm doing, I'm going to create a load balancer. To create a load balancer, I'll click on create button. And here you can pass the name of the load balancer. So name load balancer name I'll pass here. It's for Coca-Cola. So Coca-Cola, or maybe load balancer for Coca-Cola. Where I'm planning to create in Central India region. And I'm planning to go with the earlier there was a basic load balancer available, but recently Microsoft removed the basic load balancer. And I'm planning to go with the standard load balancer. The standard load balancer will distribute your traffic to backend resources, backend endpoints. Means whatever the resource is available in backend, it will distribute over there. And here, are you planning to create this load balancer as a for the public or internal? So guys, if you're planning to create this load balancer for API or data, then what you can do, you can go with the internal. But here in my case, I'm planning to create for the public one. Means I'm planning to expose this to the public. So here I'll go with the public load balancer. Next, what I can do, I can configure an IP address here. So add a front-end IP address, means with the help of which IP address I'm planning to communicate. So here, name of the public IP address I'll pass here, Coca-Cola or PIP, load balancer public IP address for Coca-Cola, and I have 3 IP available: Ganga, Yamuna, or load balancer. So Ganga is, any IP I can use, but it will be better to go with the dedicated one. So I'll go with the load balancer public IP address. So load balancer public IP address I'll use here and save. Backend pool. Now question is, what is backend pool? Anyone, any idea? If anyone who is working as a software engineer or admin, this is common in both of the cases. Guys, what is backend
So
pool?
backend pool is the endpoints where the traffic will be distributed from the load balancer.
Okay, so backend pool. So very good. So it's a very key component, very important. So very important. This is this is a component that contain the resources like availability set, VMSS, IP address, virtual machine. So what it will do, it will receive the load balancer traffic. What it will do, it will means your load balancer request will be received here. Under it, you can register your endpoint. So here, what I'm doing, I'm going to create a backend pool. Backend pool name is BP. Backend pool BP. And this I'm going to create for Coca-Cola network. I have Coca-Cola network available. I'll associate. And now how many endpoints you have? As of now, we have 2 machines available, or we have 2 endpoints available, Ganga and Yamuna. Both of the endpoint I'm going to select here. And if you see here, we have the IP address, like private IP address. Private IP address is secured, while public is not secured. That's why we have removed the public IP address. Okay. Okay, let me create it first. So guys, this is the IP address. With the help of this IP address, later on, we can communicate. You see, a provisioning is underway, which may take maybe max 1 minute. Within a minute, it will be ready to use. Okay, it's ready. Now let me pin this to the dashboard. Here, I'm going to pin this to the dashboard. This is my load balancer. What I'll do, I'll click on the load balancer and let's try to configure. Do we have the public IP address configured? So yes, we already have configured the public IP address. Let's check the backend pool. So in backend pool, this is my backend pool, name is BP. In this backend pool, we have 2 machines available. Going forward in future, if you're planning to register 10 more machines, so under the same backend pool, you can register here. Health prop, this is very important, guys. Health prop is one of the very important component. It's a working like the doctor. So after every 5 to 10 seconds, or after whatever the time frame you'll configure, after every 5 seconds, it will check the heartbeat of the machine. So here, backend in a health prop, 1 second, PROB, prop. So here, after every 5 seconds, what I want it to check the heartbeat of the machine after every 5 seconds. Okay. So if any machine which is not operational or busy, so what Microsoft will do? Microsoft will not forward the new request to the dead machine or busy machine. Here, load balancer rule. So guys, what I want to configure the rule like whenever, and this rule I'm going to configure for this IP address. So here, this will be accessible through this IP address, and backend pool is BP. And what I'll do, I want to forward the request, means I'll receive the request on port number 80, and from same port I want to respond also. And here, this is the health prop which I already have configured. And here we have another property available, session persistent. Do you want to persist the session? I don't want. If you want to persist the session, you can do it, but in that case, you will get the response from the same server. For example, successive requests from the same client may be handled by any virtual machine. So for the time being, I'll go with the none option, so that sometimes I may get the response from machine number 1, sometimes by machine number 2. Otherwise, what will happen? I will get the response from same machine. Suppose if 10 users are requesting, so 5 will get the response from first and 5 will get the response from second one. And it will remain same for next 30 minutes. So what I'll do, I'll copy. So I'll check the public IP address. So this is the public IP address of my load balancer. Let me check. 119. One second. Yeah. So guys, I'm not getting the response here. Anyone, any idea why I'm not getting the response?
I think we have not created the inbound rule.
Perfect. So guys, here everything is configured, but I'm unable to access it, the region. There's a service available which is called the network security group. In network security group, we have to enable the inbound security rule. So because of the security related issue or because of the unavailability of the inbound, I'm unable to access it. So remote desktop is allowed. What I'm doing, I'm going to allow the another service which is called the HTTP service. So this HTTP service I'm going to allow. Once you allow the HTTP service, just wait for 2 to seconds. After 2 to 20 seconds, you can try. You'll get the response. You see, after 2 seconds, I'm getting the response. What I'll do, I'm sharing this link. I'm sharing with all of you in the chat window. Everyone, please try and tell me, are you getting response or not? So here, 1 second. Everyone, please try. Okay. 20.235.211.119. Everyone, please check. So guys, I just requested, I'm getting response from Ganga server. All of you, please try. Sushil, Sachin, Dilip, Amit, Anandam, from which server you're getting response? Can you please confirm? You see here? I just requested through two different browsers. First time I received the response from Ganga, and second time I received the response from Yamuna. So it means if 500 people will access, lump sum distribution will be 50-50%. 50% people will get response from Ganga server and remaining 50 from Yamuna server. So it means what internally it is doing, okay, just add HTTP. 1 second, and then so wait a second, just add HTTP://
Yes, sir, it's working. Is it?
Can you try now?
Yeah,
And
Ganga server.
for Dilip, so Dilip is getting response from Ganga. I'm getting response
Yes,
from
sir.
Ganga as well as Yamuna. And then can you please confirm from where you're getting response?
Just a minute, sir.
Amit, Sachin, Sushil, everyone please
I'm
confirm.
I'm getting from Ganga.
Ganga, okay. So it means As of now, 3 requests. I requested from 2 different browser and getting response from Ganga as well as Yamuna. What about the others? Dilip, Sachin, Sushil. Can you please confirm? So guys, if 100 users will request, lump sum distribution be lump sum equal. So you see here, Sushil is getting response from Yamuna, Anandan is getting response from Yamuna. I'm getting response from, I requested through 2 different browsers. I'm getting response from Ganga and Yamuna. So it may mix. So this is working on the round robin model. So in real time situation, if your application is deployed on 10 server, 20 server or 100 server, distribution will be lump sum same. Or if you have 2 server available and 100 people are going to request, so 50 users will get the response from the Ganga server and remaining 50 will get the response from the server number 2, which is Yamuna. So this is the way exactly it will work. So what we are doing, we are just covering the session, and after it, once it is done, once the topic is done, then we start the Kahoot. How many of you know what is Kahoot? Usually I'm running this type of Kahoot game in other groups, in different groups. So let me show you here. So after the session, I'm running a Kahoot game like load balancer, service, cloud. Okay, load balancer. So whatever the topic is covered, for this topic, we start a Kahoot game here. Suppose this is for the load balancer. So what I recommend everyone to join this game. So here, everyone, HTTP, check your chat window, http://kahoot.it. Okay. So everyone, can you please join the link here? I just shared in the chat window. I just shared HTTP. Sorry, HTTPS, not HTTP. Just add HTTPS, not HTTP. HTTPS:// Just try. Sushil, Sachin, Dilip, Amit, Anandan.
Yeah, I connected.
Okay, you are in. So what will happen? Once you click on the link, you have to pass this game pin 1890840. So this is the pin. I mean, you can connect through mobile also, guys. This game you can play through mobile phone also. So let me do one thing. Let me try to connect to mobile. Okay. Let me also join here. So usually what I'm doing after every session, I'm starting this type of Kahoot game. Okay. So this type of question will pop up here in the live session. Means suppose total duration of the, total every day I'm covering 3-hour session. So after 2.5 hours or maybe 2 hours and 40 minutes, this type of game will start. So it is nothing, just whatever you learn in last 3 hours or 2.5 hours, it will be summarized in the form of game or in the form of quiz that you have to participate. So by end of this course, you'll get around 600 to 700 question answer. Plus, I'll give you the recording. I'll give the recording of all the session. I'll give the materials. Plus, I'll conduct the mock-up session also. There'll be 2 session, 6-hour session, mock-up session I'll conduct where you guys will be ready for the market. So you see here. So here, 4 people responded. So Anand, the answer you selected, it was incorrect. So you'll get 20-second time in this 20-second or 30-second. Instead of the question, you'll get 20-second or 30-second. Within 30-second, you have to read and answer it. So this is the way exactly it is working. So first, I'll start, and total, number of question in one game will be, it depends, maybe 20, 24, 25, somewhere between 20 to 25. For example, it's asking Which SKU Azure Load Balancer support the availability zone? So availability zone is supported by premium, basic, or standard, or it is the part of all SKU. So here, guys, there'll be a question. Again, the question, there'll be 4. Normally, in most of the cases, there'll be 4 answers. Just read the question and respond it. In some of the cases, there'll be 2 questions, but in 99% cases, there'll be 4. So you see here, I got the 3 response for all SKU. So yes, it is available in standard, basic, as well as the premium. It means correct answer is all. So this is the way exactly it is working. So now finally it's time for the question. If you have any question, you can unmute and ask the question. Classes or the batch will start from next Saturday. The timing of the batch is morning 7 to 10 a.m. IST. Amit, Anandan, Dilip, Sachin, Sushil, any question?
Yeah, no, nothing so far.
Yeah, it's got
Yeah,
it.
it was nice so far. Thank you.
Okay. So in case you feel you're planning to enroll, then still a registration is going on. And what you can do, you guys can ping me on my chat window separately and complete your process, complete registration, and start the classes from next Saturday morning, 7 a.m. IST.
Will you provide the recording of this today's session?
Yes, you'll get the recording also.
Okay.
Okay, just ping me on WhatsApp. I'll save the recording after some time.
Sir, actually, batch timing, so it's morning or evening?
Morning. It's a morning batch.
Morning.
The evening batch is already going on since last 2 months.
Okay.
And this is the new batch, which is going to start from next Saturday, morning 7 to 10 a.m. IST.
Okay.
Saturday and Sunday for next 3 months. So we'll start from very beginning, intermediate, advanced, manual, and automation. Both we are covering the same course.
Okay, sir. Actually, sir, covering for Active Azure Active Directory and migration also, no?
Yes, all these will be covered in the same course. PaaS services, infra services, SaaS services, Active Directory, automation, manual. There are lots of things will be covered here. That's why time taking process around 80-hour course. Total duration of the course is 80+ hour. Plus, in the live session, the 2 days we'll prepare for the interview, like a total 6 hours I'll give you for the mock-up sessions and interview preparation. Any other question? If you have, then you can unmute and ask the question. If no, then we can conclude the session. And in case of any question, you can ping me offline or directly on my WhatsApp also. Okay.
Okay, same number, no, sir?
Yeah, same number.
Okay.
Let me ping
Thanks.
my number here. So my number I'm going to ping in the chat, 9999777896. So this is my contact number.
Just a minute, sir. Please repeat again, sir.
9999
Mm-hmm.
777
Okay.
896. Same is available in the chat window also. You can check the meeting chat window. The number is also available.
Okay, sure, sir. Sir, actually, one question. So, recording is a recording session is a lifetime accessible, and
These are not lifetime.
so
Otherwise, we have the storage. Not we have. Everyone has the storage related issue. So here,
Mhm.
after 1 year, it will be automatically deleted.
Okay, okay.
The region, no one is storing here. It's not in our control. Things will be deleted automatically after 1 year. Okay. Okay, guys. So
Okay, sir.
in case of
Thank
any
you, sir.
question, just ping me offline and let's connect next Saturday morning 7 a.m.